Splicing Wallpaper. For those of you who watch my channel regularly, you'll see that the last video I uploaded dealt with getting the wall covering underneath these partition wall lips. Now, the company for whom I'm working, actually, company for which I'm working, ran out of wallpaper. It's not uncommon on commercial projects. Anyway, when you double cut something, you want to make sure that your pattern lines up. I've done 10 videos on this in the last 6 months. But I just want to show you, this is a very difficult pattern, I'd call it. All right, you see this? Let me just first show you that this is a splice, right? So this is our existing piece, which falls short. So keep it in mind on your video screen, right about here, okay? Right here. So right here, we have all of this that we can choose to cut. But step one is identify something on the pattern with which you can check back and forth to make sure that it matches. We chose this dot. You see this dot repeats every 10 inches. Watch this, one here, bring it down please, to there. It's a very subtle pattern, but that's what we found. So now we want to come down and check out to see if my finger is right below the dot. And look at where it falls. You see that dot there? Same thing. Now that doesn't mean my pattern's correct over here, so you'd be silly not to check it on each end. But there's less identifying characteristics over here. So we're gonna have to choose something like one of these lines, right? You see this little light color here? Let's go right to that line, right above it. Okay, are you satisfied at home that I've covered it? You see that line there? I'm satisfied. Once you're satisfied, don't go crazy, go with it. And let's check one other thing. Now if you get in close, just check this out. You see this little strange looking, it looks like a scar on skin that's been burned. Pull it down. Wow, it's not on the other paper. That's just an oddity in the pattern. It's not there. It's actually a raised thing. It's interesting, but it's not there. Okay, let's try something else. All right, we see this little white mark here. Pull it down. Okay, so we see the same thing there. Do it again. You want to pull it a few times to make sure that your pattern is good. You get the idea. Now, you're the paper hanger. You've decided that the pattern is good. You can cut this anywhere up to right here. So we would make a mark with a pencil so we don't overcut it. But now, this is the challenge. Where would you at home cut this thing? Well, you don't want to cut it anywhere near these lines. They're too visible. If you messed up, it's gonna show. Here's what I suggest that you do. You cut it. This is a big space here, right here. I like this one. Kind of right here, kind of like, you see you got this line and this line. It's about 2 inches here. I like that area, but I'm still looking. And I think I'm gonna go with it. I think I'm gonna go with right here. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna first get this in place because it'll never happen if this thing keeps moving. All right. Same idea as before. We want to get that knife parallel with the wall so that we don't overcut. This is not easy. And I'm not bragging. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. It's not easy because the walls are moving. Okay, there's a lot of variables here that can really mess us up. And I'm just going to cheat for now because that I'm going to need some help with. Okay, so let's go to the other side. Bring them into the action. Bring them into the action right here. Good. You go on the other side. Thank you. Beautiful. I am practically cutting this with my knife parallel to this partition. All right, guys. Now we can get to the meat of the video. So, let's cut ourselves a new blade, right? Okay, now, we're almost done. Now I'm cheating, I'm feeling for it, but you guys know. I think we chose this area right here, right? Now, cameraman's gonna have to move back a little bit so that I can have some access to this thing. Now, just you watch, all right? I wanna make sure, because I wanna make sure that I'm not cutting through nothing. Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm choosing this general area right here. It's hard to say, but I think we chose this one because this is like almost 2 inches. Okay, so let's do it. You know, you can go crazy if you keep going back and forth and I don't know. Okay, mueve su cuerpo. Okay. I don't think I got the full cut over there yet, but we'll see. Easy, because I'm sure I didn't cut through this thing. Easy. Oh, we didn't do too bad. Okay, hold on. Okay. Exactly. Okay. Very nice. Okay. The worst part about doing this is when the owner is watching. Sometimes you got to ask people, please don't stand over me. And it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because you can mess up. You know what I'm talking about. You just got to tell people, look, go have some coffee, get out of here. Because you're standing over me. And you know, it can get to you. Okay, show them that cut up close. Show them, give them the full, true cut. What we did there. Go back the other way. I saw some of the cut showing. Go to your left. Okay, they can see this. I just want to show you how to bend it up. Put some pressure on the dough. Dame presión. See? What we're doing here is you're simply going to make these two. One is just overlapping slightly. You just want to knock it down. When you have this thing showing, you want to determine which one is overlapping the other, and then you just want to knock it down, that's all. But you got the idea. We'll play with this thing, bring it up. But that's how you do a splice. And the point of the video is to show you where you would choose to start your splice. There you have it. That's your new seam. You work it, you get your roller out, and then you flatten this out. You pull the glue all out, you make this even with this. Whenever you're separating paper or sheetrock or anything, you're always going to have this going on. And so the idea is you push it all out. You push the excess glue away from the seam and you flatten it out like that. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.